and welcome to Conversations with One Dope Queen. I am your host and queen, Megan Anderson. This is episode 6. I almost forgot. I'm so excited to be with you guys again for another great conversation, another great episode. We have a wonderful guest coming on tonight, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But I want to slow it down a bit because, you know, I have a tendency to just go kind of quick and just give you guys some announcements that we have coming up. So as you know, we are pre-recording our shows now, and you will see this in a wonderful, timely fashion. But we have April coming up, and you know what's happening in April, 420. So we have a huge 420 event that's coming up on our 418 show. So April 18th, on a Friday, as usual, we will have our first live event. So as we always upload our videos at 8 o'clock on Fridays, you guys see them on YouTube, you will see our first live event on Facebook since we started the new season, because, you know, we were going live every Friday for this whole last season. But now our first live event will be April 18th for our 420 special. I want you guys to get prepared for this. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so exciting. We have 6 different vendors that have already confirmed that they will be a part of the show. So you will get to see different interviews and different products and brands that you absolutely love, some of your favorite brands. And we will have a live smoke session. Yeah, I said it right. And we will be out there, play games. You will have the opportunity, you audience members will have the opportunity to participate in this night. We will be doing a raffle that launches on March 1st. I will go live and let you know cost of tickets and how to go about purchasing them. And you can win the opportunity to be one of the 3 audience members that I choose to be a part of this live event. So please stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, look at all the different content that we'll be uploading in the next couple weeks so you can be a part of this amazing event. So it's our first live event, April 18th. I keep wanting to say 418, but it's our 420 show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have a lot of different surprises. You guys are not going to want to miss it. So please join us for that. So yeah, as usual, I always give you an update. School is going well. We're getting closer and closer to graduation. Graduation is coming up around the corner. I'm not going to lie, statistics, sis is not a math girl. Lord help us. Please, God help us. I am doing everything I can to pass statistics. As long as I get a C, C gets degrees, people, okay? C's gets degrees. And as long as I get a C, I am perfectly happy with that. My other classes, ethnic studies and mass communication, as you can imagine, are doing well. Pray for me on statistics, okay? I'm trying to, I'm not used to not having thoughts. I'm in there and I'm listening to the teacher and I'm like, there's no thoughts backing up what he's saying. What is happening here? So needless to say, I'm getting tutoring and all the extra help that I need so I can get through this class. So just pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. But other than that, school is going really well. Everybody's doing well. The family's well. Just want to update my audience because I know we haven't been live in a while, and those candid conversations we've been missing out on a little bit, but it's been great. You guys have been tuning in. The views are up. I'm watching them slowly climb on YouTube. Go on to YouTube and find Conversations with One Dope Queen if you haven't already, and subscribe and like. Go ahead and search us up and then look at those great interviews and episodes. You can see past and present episodes on YouTube. Okay, you guys? So I just want to say thank you again for your support, your love, your shares, your kindness, your words of affirmation, all the things that you do to support this wonderful show. I just love you and I appreciate you so much. And we are still turning pain into power, y'all. You guys watched the Diver show. It was a wonderful episode with Juan and his wife, and we had Trisha come on and she gave us a great insight into the fentanyl pandemic, and you guys are catching up on all this good information. And of course you've had episodes with just me, just being me. And thank you for just loving me. I appreciate it. So now I'm going to show you some cannabis selections because I haven't done that in a while, only because some of the content of the show lately has been a little more on the heavier side, and I want to respect the subjects that we're discussing. But today we have more fun guests, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this guest today. So I'm really excited. But some of the brands, as you know, one of our sponsors is Perfect Union and Wild Seed, and these brands you can all find excuse me, in our stores. Sticky is in-house brand. I've shown you guys many times before, but this is a new strand that I hadn't tried before, but it's called Mona Lisa, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's mixed with Biscotti BX2. It's an indica. It is at 28%, for you percentage connoisseurs. Now, I've told you guys many times before, percentage doesn't always do what you think it does. It's not always what it says it is. And if I can't get this open, I'm not showing you this. Yep, not doing it. I'm not fighting with this bag, but it's really, I wish you could smell it. It's so danky. It's so beautiful. Then we have this nice little pre-roll. This is a Heavy Hitters Cam collaboration. Okay. This is a nice, uninfused, it's just flour, Afghan guava. Nope. Afghan sweets. Excuse me. This is coming at 45%. And then it's a cute little pre-roll. I think it's like 0.5. Cute little travel guy. Yeah. And it's got the diamonds. I don't think it's infused. I'm pretty sure it's not. Oh, it is infused. Okay. I didn't think it was infused, but it is. It's a 0.5 gram THCA infused pre-roll. And this is, like I said, a Heavy Hitters and Cam collaboration. Heavy Hitters and Cam are two different California brands that we have in our stores. Again, at Wild Seed and Perfect Union here in Marysville and surrounding areas as well. So those are going to be the selections I show for tonight. And I hope you guys go and pick those up. And remember, tell them that One Dope Queen sent you, okay? So, without further ado, we're going to get into our wonderful interview. We have a person who is a community member, business owner, downright, down-to-earth, amazing man. We got to meet, it's like 5 years ago now? Yeah, we're 2025. We met back in 2020 when we were doing the George Floyd marches, and he came out and was like, I want to be a part of what you're doing, and how can I help? And I said, well, walk with us. And he said, okay. and here we are. We've been friends ever since. And he did us one even better. He cooked for us and just been just an upstanding guy ever since. So without further ado, let me please introduce you to Mr. Jim King of Rolling Stone Pizza.
Hello, Megan.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
Good.
For having me on the show.
I'm so glad to have you.
Finally.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a minute, and I'm glad, you're busy. You're a busy man. So thank you for clearing some time in your schedule to get down with me.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Good.
Had a catering gig at lunchtime today for 100 people, and just wrapped it up, and so I'm burnt and
Look at
dirty.
you, Lord. What did you make over there? What was the occasion?
Actually, this was for farmers to introduce to a new oil company guy that wanted to just get his foot in the door up here to try to ram up some business.
Okay.
So I cooked up a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So when you do an occasion like that, what's on the menu?
Well, today was a little different. They just want to keep it simple. We actually did hot dogs and hamburgers.
Okay.
Pizza, my jalapeno chili.
Oh.
Really good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just your basics with potato salad and corn and stuff. Just kind of keep it simple.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about yourself, Jim. Are you from this area? Where are you from, sir?
I'm not. Never even heard of this place before I got stationed here at Beale.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the day I got my orders, so Yuba City, California. I'm like, what's a Yuba?
That is so funny.
Yeah, no, seriously. I'm like, gosh. So I'm from San Diego.
Okay.
My dad was a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
And frogman, and so grew up my whole life in San Diego, and then
You're a SoCal kid too. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I drove up Highway 5 back in '84.
Wow. I was too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So. Came up here and it was like 107 degrees, and I was in my truck with no AC, and I was just like, where am I going? Yeah, so I found the Wheatland Gate and slapped my uniform on, sweating like a, geez. And they took care of me there.
Yeah.
Went on base and came up here not knowing one soul.
Wow.
Yeah, not even knowing what this town was.
Right.
With an old paper map.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. No GPS. No GPS.
There's like, you couldn't get any information from a town unless, like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to either write the chamber or something. They send you a little pamphlet.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I just
got on the road.
I actually thought we're up in the mountains because I saw Tahoe right next to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
A little flat.
Yeah, that's so funny. Wow, and you've never looked back. You've been here ever since?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of levels to that, obviously, because everybody has to make a decision where they're going to hang their hat at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people that I met back in the day was through tennis. I was a tennis guy. And walked into Yuba College and signed up for classes, and they shifted me down to two amazing counselors, Pete Torres and Dan Wong. Mm-hmm. Dan just passed 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
But they were like my best friends for the next 25 years.
Wow.
Plus. And, yeah, you never know who you're going to meet and
make lasting relationships with. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that got my foot in the door from the base to town here. And then I started working at the racket club and started making inroads there, and still wasn't sure if I was to stay here or not. I went to Chico State when I got out, and then I was like, not coming back. The plan was to get my degree and take off, but then I got reeled back in.
Yes, honey. I think we all say
here.
that. Yeah, I think we all say that because I even said when I turn 18, I'm moving out of here. And then I met my husband. Here we are.
Here you are, right? Yeah.
I love that. So, have you always been a cook? Have you always done cooking?
You know, back in the day when you were kids, back in the 70s, we just always cooked.
Yeah.
Grandpa was a cook, and so yeah, we've always three little brothers, and we just were like in survival mode half the time.
Yeah.
You know, father took off after the war, and there's the three of us and our mom who's disabled. And so we just,
did it. Are you the oldest?
Youngest.
You're the youngest. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I'm the youngest in my biological family. Then my bonus family, I'm the oldest.
Okay. I love that. I love the families that we create.
Yes. And then there's a best friend of mine, Frank, who passed in 10th grade. Oh. And then so I moved in with, I was the poor little kid, and they were kind of but I was the kid that was at their house every day. And when he passed in the 10th grade, moved in permanently with them.
Wow.
Yeah, at 15.
Wow.
And then I just couldn't handle it, so I joined the Air Force and got stationed up here. So I definitely believe in silver linings. Mm-hmm. I read about this like a month or so ago. Like, would you change your life for something that happened? And you can say at that moment, of course not. You want your friend back. Right. But if you go fast forward 30 years and all the connections and all the people I've met, and I get goosebumps like that. Like, would you trade that one life for all the lives? Right. It's a different perspective.
It is. That is a different perspective. I've never thought of it that way.
Probably something that we should do on 418.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
That's a good one. I love that.
Yeah.
So, man, I love the depth of that. Like, I've never thought about that, because we all do have that like ripple effect thought process of, if I could, I would, change A, B, and C, but at what cost would that be? I was just talking to my son about, because they were just talking about if they had been born later, earlier. And I said, well, if you had been born later, you wouldn't have known your grandparents, your uncle, the people that we've lost. And he's like, dang. And then he said, well, I wish I had been born earlier. And I'm like, well, then, and then it's like, well, dang, I don't know. So yeah, that's a good perspective though. I've never thought about that. Yeah. I love that.
It goes deep. That's why I have so many friends that experience loss. Mm-hmm. And I just like, what do you say to people? I say, the silver linings will come. Mm-hmm. It won't be the second, but you're going to meet somebody 3-4 years that you wouldn't have met that person. Mm-hmm. So that the doors just keep opening.
Yeah, they do. And it's recursive, mm-hmm. and it brings you back to people that, you may have known before and not realized, or new people in your life. And it does, sometimes the presence of one can stop the presence of another, and yeah, I like that. That's truly a butterfly effect.
Yes. And then like some of the friends you meet, like you've only may have known them for 4 or 5 years, but you can't remember the first day you met them. And
yeah.
Like, I think I've known you my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Or people you just meet and it feels like you've known them forever, And then there's some people that you've known forever you feel completely disconnected from. That is so interesting. So you made your way up north,
Right.
and you were in the military. How long was your military?
4 years.
4 years, okay. And from there,
And I joined with that, and that was my 4 years.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to do.
Yes, I wanted to. My situation, I just wanted to serve my country. I was willing to go anywhere, obviously, and came up here.
You're like,
I was ready to go.
Yeah. You came to Yuba City.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yeah,
but it puts you where you feel like you're supposed to be.
When as you grow up, poor, whatever you want to call it, like just because you live in paradise doesn't mean you enjoy paradise.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I had my high school friends and all that kind of stuff, but up here is different. It was like people actually like invite you to their homes beyond your childhood friendships. And stuff like that. So I was like, why would I leave?
Yeah. You felt welcomed and loved.
I did. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. And you've really planted roots here, and I love that. So tell us about Rolling Stone Pizza. How did that get started for you?
Yeah, so that started... so at the Rec Club, I did a lot of events, brought a lot of tennis tournaments into our town and some major tournaments and stuff. And always revolved around food, cooking, and that's where Pete and Dan helped. Tommy the Greek, he's always had my cook crew, Garth Larrigan, Ken Skaberg, a whole bunch of guys that we would just do these really big events at the Racket Club. Even Taste of Yuba Sutter, I did a lot of events there and always connected the club. Ooh,
it's okay.
Club to the town. So one magic day, my hip gave out teaching a tennis lesson, and I thought I pulled a muscle, but it really was
out.
Yeah. So I have a fake hip on this side.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of took 2 years to save money to pay that deductible. Yeah. So I had to grind it out for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't do it. It was too much pain. So interestingly, I was looking at building a wood fire oven in my backyard because my two friends had it, Garth and Ken. I couldn't afford the kit that they come with. They're pretty expensive, so I was going to build with a fire brick.
Okay.
Yeah, you can build them pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So I just was on my laptop researching how to build, and all of a sudden this pop-up ad from a Craigslist ad. This is where it gets weird. From upstate New York. It's never happened to me since. And this wood fire mobile oven just popped up for sale.
Yeah.
On the Craigslist ad. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, what's that? Pushed the button and it just like whoosh, right through me. Like, oh yeah. Oh, I had no money. I had zero money. The guy wanted like $14,000 for it.
Wow.
And so I called him, and we talked for a while and stuff. And this was right before the crash of 2008.
Okay.
So this is where they're still throwing money at you, and I just like turned this USAID and got an approval like within a couple of days to refinance my house.
Oh wow.
So I refinanced the house, but the money wasn't there yet. So Pete Torrey is my counselor at Yuba College. He took me down to his bank and gave me $15,000 cash.
Wow.
So we went and got a cashier's check, and I signed this cashier to someone I didn't know, upstate New York in the wintertime.
In the winter, no less.
And I mailed him this check in the mail.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What faith.
Yeah, think about it, right?
Yes.
Everything I had.
Yes.
And I didn't have a name for the company. There's nothing. I was just buying
the oven.
an oven.
Yeah.
It could be like going to Lowe's and buying a barbecue.
Yes, exactly.
What are you going to do with it, right? Well, then how am I going to get it back? Right? So found the guy on ushipit.com and he charged me like $1,200, and he brought it all the way to Sacramento. And actually, I had a colonoscopy that day. Well, but a friend of mine passed with colon cancer, and part of his wishes was all of his friends to get a check.
I love that.
Yeah, so it was that day. And,
wow.
So the guy's like, I'm just going to bring it to Yuba City. So he brings it all the way up here, drops it off, and I'm like, there you go. Shit goes down. It's going to go some way.
Yes.
But so I started Rolling Stone. Still didn't have a name for it, just had an oven, and I had a Super Bowl party at my house, and I just invited tons of people over and bring dough, and we'll figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had a great time, and then started hitting some the farmer's market and just messing around and getting a feel for it. And then started digging deeper, like the style, and names and stuff like that. And, from New York style, Chicago style, Detroit style, every style. Everybody has a style. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what's Yuba City style?
Yeah.
So I'm like, we have the largest, amazing community of East Indians that have thousands of years in their blood on making naan. Mm-hmm. So I became, before all this, I was really good friends with Tarnjeet, who used to have the Jimmy's restaurant and Oswald Market. So we designed, instead of making it oblong and pulling it out, I had her make it a little more round, and so she was with me for, 12 years.
Wow.
We're making it, at her restaurant and things like that. And, so we tapped into that style, along with I have different styles too, and I also have with my friends over at Abdul and his wife and his family. They make my longboards for me.
Okay,
Pakistani style.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I love that.
Oh, so
go around the world.
Go around the world.
Go around the world with pizza, no less.
Yeah, so it's just every hamburger joint, Mexican joint, pizza joint, everybody has their own style.
Right.
So you just kind of lock into what you do. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the first one to
I love that.
do all that stuff, and just hit the catering with pizzas and things like that, and then the opportunity came out with New Earth Market, and I got invited to be part of that as an ownership of that.
Okay.
And then we struggled for a couple of years when we opened New Earth. This town kind of wasn't ready for a natural food store of that caliber. So everybody still wants we want a Trader Joe's here or a Whole Foods Market.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would, Monday nights, I would bring the oven out just to get a vibe going and play music and get a good following going, and start doing take and bakes and just little by little. And then there's a point as an entrepreneur, you have to make a decision. Either all in or not all in.
Right.
You can't. So I had to end my tennis so I can focus on
your business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And so we opened up inside the market. And remember, my first day I sold. It took me like 3 weeks. I did like $300 in sales one day. I'm like, damn. I think I could like do this.
Yeah.
Because no employees except for Chris, a good friend of mine, Christy, one of our first employees, and then I started hiring some high school kids with McKinsey, and Hannah, and Joe, and Rue. So they're my first four.
Oh.
I always say, once a stoner, always a stoner.
Yes,
so
I love it.
I have a lot of kids that now they're like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they always come back and say hi to me and hang out. So that's the great thing. Those are the silver linings.
Yes, and that's your core four that started with you, and I love that. Yeah. So, now where did Rolling Stone, the name, where did you finally decide that?
I'm not Italian. I'm 30% Mexican, actually. My grandma's full Mexican.
Okay.
And my grandpa's white and, Irish, Russian, blah, blah.
Okay.
So no Italian.
Yeah.
That I know of. So you can't just say it like you're making an Italian name because it's pizza.
Right.
It's just their style.
Yeah.
American style. So Rolling Stone, it's a Rolling Stone on the on wheels.
I love that.
And there's other ones out there like that too.
Yeah.
So that just, then I play off the stoner, of course.
Yes, I love it. Well, we love a good stoner. Okay, so you brought me some pizza.
I did.
So tell me, what is this style right here? This one right here.
Well, that one, of course, I had to bring you the 420 stoner.
Yes, honey.
So it's on my menu.
Ooh.
And this is what it is.
Can you see this, Stevie? I don't know.
It takes pepperoni to a new level. It's with dried oregano.
Ooh, look at that.
And fresh chopped garlic.
Oh, it smells so good, and I love fresh chopped garlic.
Yeah.
Look at.
And it's just such a good little blend. Mm-hmm. And they tell everybody you're gonna be hungry in 20 more minutes.
I will be. I will. Oh, this is so good. Want these?
Yeah, see, I've eaten all day.
Yes.
I think I brought it for myself.
Yes, see?
And
oh,
for
my
the crew
God.
in the back there. Mm-hmm. So, this is my little mini-me size. So
I love that.
size right there.
Now, okay, you also do like pizza Ritos? Yes, I've been seeing that. I need to come and get one of those.
Dude, let me tell you about that. During COVID, we got shut down like everyone else. Mm-hmm. Like 50%, like you couldn't stay in our market. You had to come in and get out.
Right.
So it's like, and all my caterings got canceled. So I got this wiped out. And so I just said, okay, well, I need to come up with something. So I'm from San Diego, so burritos are really big.
Yes.
Carne asada burritos and no beans and stuff, just like carne asada, meat, pico de gallo, and avocado. Big foodie, so I'm gonna make me some bomber burritos. So and bake them, not fry them.
Yes.
And I call them pizzerito, and it just like hit something because people are like, "What?" So we went from selling like 5 of them, and like 10, and I mean, COVID too, people are bored too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I do pretty good social marketing.
You do.
Make it fun.
You do great.
Yeah, and gosh, and like within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we did 180 in one day.
Wow.
$3,000 in sales.
Oh my goodness.
And wiped me out. Like, thanks so much. And even back then, it was so hard to get. Couldn't get any like paper products.
Yeah.
So hard, and so everything. Was
Yeah, because of COVID. Yeah. Couldn't get toilet paper. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we had to use all different things.
I remember we had to lock up. So I was working in the medical field at that time, and we literally had to lock up our sanitary stuff, our toilet paper.
Right.
We had to hand somebody a roll of toilet paper to take with them, and they had to bring it back out because people were crazy as hell. Yeah, it was crazy as hell.
Yeah, so surviving on that. And I also was selling ribs out of my backyard. Keeping my staff employed. I can run 96 racks of ribs at a time. We had lines out to the street. So I had party zone people, and we had 6 feet apart people.
Yeah.
It was God, I wish I had on video.
Love that.
Yeah.
We were the party zone people at the marches. Everybody was like, they don't have masks on. We were like, George Floyd. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I love that. I love your resilience and your keep going. Oh, COVID, fuck that. We're over here, I just love that. And I'm sure your employees appreciate the hell out of it as well. They better. I'm sure they do, honey. I know I would.
So I'm a grinder, man.
I love that.
I'm a trench person. I mean, I took McKinsey down, one of the first employees with their dad, River Bottoms, selling pizzas at this little motorcycle event. But I mean, it was grunge, it was dirty. And I loved it. I love that stuff.
Yeah. You're a really get in with the people kind of guy. And I just love that about you.
Yeah, so I don't do like a food truck. Everybody's like, you're behind the wall. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like being with people, cooking. I mean, I want them.
Look at you. You burnt up, honey.
I want to. And when I do like
yeah,
I don't care where I'm at.
Yeah,
it could be at a funeral, it could be at a wedding. I just want you to feel the pain I'm cooking for. I just want you to feel it.
You're gonna get this fuck today, okay?
It's gonna taste so good.
Okay, you also brought me another one.
That's the Cali Girl.
Cali Girl, because I'm a Cali girl.
Well, that's so the name behind it. I name all my pizzas.
I love that.
And this one actually was from a little kitten I rescued.
Aww. my husband had a cat named Callie. Here, honey.
So Cali girl, and I had no time for a cat. Mm-hmm. No time for nothing. And we were having our customer appreciation day at the market, and we were slammed inside, and I walked by little Girl Scouts, little cages with these kittens in it. And I literally just passed this cage by about 5 feet, and I just stopped. Like something just like stopped me. And I'm like, God damn it. And I just caught a glimpse of this calico cat that had those crazy markings on her. And I come back and I go, oh. And they're like, of course, now you have these little Girl Scouts. I'm like, yeah, you know. Mm-hmm. So I took her out. And then I just stayed there for like an hour. And everybody's like, Jim, we need you in there, Ma. I'm pretty blessed I can just disconnect sometimes. Just like, you know, you guys will figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I can't have one kitten, so I got to get 2 kittens. So Cali boy, Cali girl.
No.
Took them home. And at a catering gig, came back and she was 99% dead. Yeah, just like a virus. And I'm like, so my dad just passed away like 3 months before that, which I have a lot of issues with that, but I had like no feelings for that. Well, when she passed, and I went out, so I called my friend Heather, and she said, take her in, take her in. I'm like, no, seriously, she's like nothing. She's like lost breath. And then so I go, wait, I'll put her in on the couch with blinkies and stuff, and Callie Boy with her, and you know, she's alive in the morning. I take her in. Yeah, she wasn't. So I buried her, but I could not stop
sobbing.
No, it wasn't a sob. It was a nonstop drip for 3 days. Honey. I couldn't even stop. I couldn't even turn it off. So, but I named her Cali Girl. So when I buried her, I'm like, well, at least I gave you a name, got you out of that cage, gave you a home. Yeah. You know, blah, blah. And then, so I started the Cali Girl line with my pizzas. And then Cali Boy, he turned out to be an amazing cat. And like a Garfield type cat.
Oh, wow.
But he disappeared 2 years ago.
Oh, no. Oh, dang it.
Yeah. Don't anybody get me a cat. So I have 4 feral cats.
Okay.
And a wild turkey right now in my backyard.
Ooh, a wild turkey.
A big one.
How is that going?
Well, he shits everywhere, man. I want to eat them.
How the hell? Yes. I made some turkey wings.
Smoke out.
Look, I made some turkey wings the other day with fire. How did you get a turkey? How did that?
Showed up.
He just came?
Scared the shit out of me.
If they start showing up in twos.
You know, well, I guess my neighbor, he said last week there's 10 in our front yard. So they're around. But this one stays.
Oh, my goodness.
And this morning, I had to get up early, 5:30. Come on. And I opened the door. I go, get out of here.
You forget he's out.
He's not scared of me anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's big. He's like 6 foot wingspan. He's huge.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're vicious, too.
I'll eat him, though.
Yeah, I know you will, honey. Let me know. Don't name him.
Right. Yeah. So the funny part is I do my yearly turkey smoke out, which I've been doing for 24 years now.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that so the audience doesn't know about what that is.
So I went through a divorce a long time ago, actually 2000. Wonderful women, we're still besties, but when I was living with a friend, at the time some other guys got together. We smoked like 7 or 8 turkeys.
Wow.
Well, that was fun. So next year, went back to my house. I just continued the tradition until it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then COVID hit. We kind of didn't do that for a year. But we do about 100 turkeys. We smoke, and people donate money to a local charity, and it's just an all-day get-together.
Yeah, because I was going to say it's kind of a fundraiser charity event now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you bring a turkey, defrosted. Someone always brings them frozen. I won't say who. So, with a cooler with your name on it. Okay. And we have a drop-off zone. Okay. That can go all the way out to the street, like 100 feet. Mm-hmm. And we have a pickup zone. Okay. So once your turkey's in line, because I can roll about 25 turkeys at a time. Wow. And then it takes like 3-4 hours per roll. Mm-hmm. People hang out, chill, leave, go to work. Then they say, fuck it, we're come back and drinking.
I love that. You just love, you are the host with the most, honey. I cannot wait to go. I've been trying to come over there for 5 years.
Sure.
We just got to come. We just got to come. With Nate working out of town and so much, like I said, once school is done and I have a little more time, I'm absolutely, especially this summer, you do great summer events. I have to go pull up on the summer events. Now, I've noticed also you've expanded to steakhouse dinners.
Pivot.
Honey.
Pivot.
Yes, because that looks fabulous. Tell me about that.
So I've always wanted to do a steakhouse. When I was a kid, and besides pizza too, but always a foodie. Even though I was on the Air Force on the flight line at 3 a.m. when you're out there doing nothing but walking the flight line, I would walk off a pretend restaurant, right? Like, okay, this is where the kitchen, because there's nothing else out there to do, right? But I always want to do a steakhouse. But I just don't want to open a restaurant. I don't want to be locked in.
And you already have a place.
Go to Spain or
Mexico
or I was given great advice by Jeff and Kathy that used to own the City Cafe, and they said, "Don't ever lose your freedom. Stay small, stay profitable."
Yeah,
and that's been the best advice.
I think so.
I tell everybody that same thing. Just everybody wants you to do something bigger and crazier and stuff like that, but
expand, and spread yourself thin.
So the steakhouse, we actually put a big table inside New Earth Market. It's like you can seat 12, and with round tables I can feed up 20 people. And I came up with my Butcher to Fork concept, which is our meat department, which we have an amazing meat. We cut it. The butchers, Ed and Melissa, the meat manager, they cut to order. So like last Monday I had 18 people, so I text them the whole order, what people want: filet, ribeye, New York, salmon, shrimp, chicken, and I live cook it for everybody. So it's a 6-course meal, and we go from either 5:30 to 8, or if we go after hours, turn the music up. We can go from 6 o'clock to 9:30, 10. It depends.
Yeah.
Every group's different, and then they buy their beer and wine, non-alcoholic drinks off the shelves.
Yeah.
It's just a great concept.
I love it.
Yeah, and we just do a 6-course meal from social happy hour when people get there. It becomes, what I love is the way it's set up is that I love when I go to restaurants when you meet the chef or the owner and they hang out and talk to you.
Yeah.
It's special.
Yeah.
So I can do that with my group. Like, they're all mine. So we tell stories, we have fun, turn the music up, and then as the 2.5 hours, 3 hours winds, and just one table, 12 to 18. I've had 60 in there.
I was going to ask you, how big of a group is it?
I've done 60, and I've done for Hilbers. I did. That was 44. I did 44 fillets at once, which I don't know who else can do that, but or who else would try it. I should say, like all at once, and I pulled it off. I put on my cast irons and was able to put 5 on these cast iron. But I didn't take anybody's order because there's so many people.
Yeah.
But everything else was family style. But 60, I had a group 2 months ago.
Okay.
Came in, and I did what's called chop house style. So it was more buffet line.
Okay.
With 3 meats versus 2 order.
Okay. So
the steakhouse is you give me your protein order, and everything else is family style.
When you say family style, what does that mean?
So the way I do it, let's say we have 16 people, so every 4 people, they will share a side platter.
Okay.
And typically I have Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, green beans, my rice mix, roasted potatoes, broccolini, and whatever else that's on there, like 6, 7 different sides. That I'm cooking while you're coming in social hour, so I'm cooking all that stuff going on.
Yeah.
I got my staff doing the salads. So you share that portion. And then while you're sharing that, I'm starting to cook your protein, your steak or your salmon or your whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the first time I did it, because you got to be able to have that steak go with your order,
right?
Correct? And I decided to use those big old steak toothpicks with the flag on it, and I wrote on it. And within 3 minutes, they were all black. Couldn't see anybody's name.
Oh no! Oh Lord!
Oh yeah. So that was the first. That was like
trial and error.
Yeah. So I just tell everybody, hey man, I go, I'm pretty sure I know everybody's steak, but you may get something that's not yours.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yes.
So the way that it works there is, it's this open dialogue. I don't let anybody return their steak.
Yeah.
Talk a little smack sometimes. I always pick on someone to pick on, fun wise,
Stevie, unlock the front door, please.
And so the steakhouse has been very popular, and I think it's kind of like the Pizzerito. It's kind of hit a chord with bringing people together.
Yes.
Breaking bread.
Yes.
A lot of times it's randoms, I call it, randoms night. So you and your husband come, and 3 other couples are coming in a group of 4. Everybody comes together, and I always put name tags on.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference when you get to have someone's name also.
Ooh, I hear my son. You heard the feet.
He knows his pizza here.
Yeah. He loves pizza. That's his favorite.
Right.
I think that's amazing, especially because that gives you the opportunity to meet new couples and just meet new people. And your meet new people roster is, I'm sure, very full.
Very full.
But you've always been so welcoming. Like I said, we met back in 2020 during the marches, and my husband and I got the opportunity to sit down and have lunch with you and a large group, and you coordinated that so quickly and so efficiently, and it was so wonderful because it was so many different walks of life.
I'll tell you why, because I see a lot of marches and things like that, but what's that accomplish if that's it?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get to know anybody.
No.
You're just out there, whatever it is.
Right.
Any march, people passionate over there. But then the second it's over, it's like a parade. Everybody just
goes back to their places. Exactly.
And then what?
Yeah, and you opened up the dialogue between all of us that were a part of that time and during that showed up, and who said that we wanted a voice of change. We wanted to have some type of understanding. There was a lot of misunderstanding going on at that time, and you provided a space for us to come together and gain understanding and kind of see each of our perspectives. And it wasn't about us deciding to agree on everything, but we were deciding to at least hear each other and agree to disagree, if even that came to what it was. But it was just a beautiful time, and I'm so grateful for you providing that space for not only us, but just everyone. I mean, I follow you on social media. We used to have each other on Facebook, and I see just the different events that you do and the different community events that you support, and like you supported us during Juneteenth and the marches, and you're just a wonderful person to be like, yes, here I am. I will go. I will serve you, and I will get to know you at the same time. And I think we need more people like that in the world, because it would give us more of an opportunity to have more connections and real life conversations and reasonings versus just arguing over the keyboard. Please put the keyboard down.
Yeah, so that's where the Slice of Respect program.
Yes, tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Slice of Respect program that I came up with was just during that time where it's like everybody's doing something, like we need to help the homeless, we need to help this, and I go, yeah, but there's so many good people that need help too. So my tagline is our turn to serve you. And and however that rolls, it's not for every little thing.
Right.
That's another issue. Like, sometimes you have to say no, because I do make a living off catering food, so I can't do everything.
Exactly, and you shouldn't have to.
Right.
I think we have to come to the place where we understand that our emergency is not everyone else's emergency. We have to learn how to regulate for ourselves and do what's necessary for ourselves, not to have those emergent moments, which there are ways to avoid those things.
Sure.
We just have to educate ourselves and put ourselves in the position not to be in those situations. But then at the same time, having that humble heart to help those that you know, oh, this is a really terrible situation that you're in. I got you, and having that gauge of knowing what is purposeful,
right,
and what is,
when you provide the stage, the actors start coming.
Yeah.
And the actors are the people that everybody wants to help, but they don't know how to help.
Exactly.
If you can help provide. I always say I don't have a lot of money, but I can create something.
Yeah.
And everybody else, it's the stone soup story.
Yes.
We got the stones, but if it only had some mushrooms, it'd be that much better.
Yes.
So I've been called Tom Sawyer.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, some of the slice of specs that we've, I just provide this. I just really just provide something that, that people can help, whatever that capacity is. And I never really give anybody a job. Just everyone just comes in and just starts rolling.
Yep.
It just starts happening.
Rolling stone.
Yeah. And there's been some pretty heartfelt ones. And this past one with Juan, with the two young men, and I think that was different because my best friend died in the water.
Yeah.
So that hit me right away.
Yeah.
That took me back to that phone call.
That time.
And so I wanted to be part of what I could, because a lot of people want to be part of things. So, but that was different. That hit a different chord, because a lot of people felt helpless out there, because
and it wasn't just one; it was two of them, and their brothers, and that was a hard. For the parents, like you, as a parent, you're even if you're not a parent, your heart goes out to these people that are,
because they're there in the water still,
right? And that's the part, like the closure that's so necessary. I don't think people understand the physical closure that you need to have when something like this comes about. Like when we lost our son passed when I was pregnant, and so. I didn't feel the closure until I had his ashes. I didn't feel like, okay, I can take a deep breath until I knew he was home, and so as a parent who's lost a child, we understood that sentiment. I wouldn't have left either. There's no way you could have pulled me away from that water, because I would have wanted to be right there when they came home. So
and that's what we spoke earlier about, the silver linings, like with your loss. Did you have a child after her?
Yes, he's in there right now.
So that phone doesn't click and say someone's out in the fight. That's the silver lining.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm saying, like, would you give, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and that's so funny because we've said that too. Like, man, if Oasis had lived, would we have Jonathan? We don't know. No. And yeah,
the life goes a different direction.
Yeah, it does. So that is the silver lining. That is that butterfly effect, that domino, that flicker.
People need to know it's okay.
It is,
because you have to get past the grief. Because a lot of people that don't and blame, like, so my bonus family, he never got over it or used that, and he went south. Yeah, and he passed. Yeah. Drank himself to death. Wow. And I use that as a strength.
Yeah. So, see, and that's the difference between turning your pain into power or allowing your pain to become something that takes over you, being consumed by the pain. We see a lot of people that are walking around daily consumed by the pain, but if they just take one step this way and seek a different tool and get some help, work on healing, it'd be a world of difference. I was listening to a song the other day, and it resonated with, I've heard the song a million times, but it resonated deeply because of my own journey. I heard it differently this time. And it's an India.Arie song, and she was saying, in order to heal your body, you have to heal your heart. And for years, I was walking around with pain, just immense back pain, hip pain, just different pains. And it wasn't until I was started becoming intentional with my own healing journey, that different pains and ailments in my body started to leave and started to work out of me. And I was working on them intentionally as well. But people don't really understand the condition of your heart will show up in the condition of your body, and so it's so imperative and so important that we work on the condition of our heart and the condition of our mind and get that well balance of physical, spiritual, and mental.
Because you can't see inside.
No, you can't, but you can feel it.
Yes.
You know, and there is a part of you that can see. If you're in tune to that energy and you're looking through other eyes, you can see. We know troubled souls. We know lonely hearts. We recognize those when we see them. Those of us who are looking. Those that can't see, they just...
I get that a lot at my pizza bar. Like someone will walk by and I'll just say something and like a little piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And it can turn into a friendship or like they didn't know they needed that.
Exactly.
Because that is what the value I can bring just by being the
human that you are.
The human, but also the owner of a little pizza bar.
Exactly. But it's your purpose.
Yeah.
You're right where you're supposed to be. I get that at my job. I'm supposed to sell weed. I'm supposed to be there.
Smoke it.
Yes, I smoke it and I sell it. But
I would not be a good...
You wouldn't be a good cannabis...
No, I'm a horrible stoner.
Oh, Lord. Well,
I'll stare at that wall for like...
I'm grateful for the position that I'm in. I'm grateful for where cannabis is in society right now. But I do have a lot of moments like that at my job where I can see, we have people. So I think people really think, cannabis is all recreational. They forget that it was medicinal first here in California for sure. And my particular store was a medicinal only cannabis store before recreational. Even after it was recreational, it stayed medicinal only for a while. So a lot of the customers that we have come through that, they are still currently patients. We have a compassion program and all of those things. So we have people that come in with real ailments, real life issues.
Sure.
They're not just looking to get high, but looking to get healed and find comfort in what they're going through. So I've had so many wonderful interactions and connections with people who come in pain, long days, whatever they're going through. And I've been able to kind of redirect them into a positive outlook of what they're in and get them what they need. I love the moments that I have customers stop me and say, "Oh, you helped me last time. Oh, that regimen of CBD and THC, it's working perfect for me."
Rewarding.
Yes, it gives me chills just thinking about it, because those are those moments. A lot of my security and my budtenders and stuff, they say, "You should be a counselor." Every time I turn around, you're hugging one of the guests, or we're crying in the middle of the floor. But that's just me. They're drawn to me. I'm drawn to them, and our energies just see what we need.
You found your thing.
Yeah, and then this,
And I
love it.
I wish, I wish for people to find their thing.
Yes.
And that may sound so simple, and because like I said, people see what they want to see. Like they say, "Oh, Jim King is really successful." Blah, blah. Whatever that means, I go through the same thing everybody else, and but boy, I tell you what, I could have lost my house 1,000 times, and rent and all that crap. And, and the just to get through all that, and then it makes you more aware of other pain. The pain, like the hip, like anybody that limps, I immediately spot that.
Me too.
Immediately spot it.
Yes.
Because when I was going through mine, a lot of people were like, not a lot, but a few people, were like not believing me.
Yeah.
Like I was just trying to
get a disability check.
No, I didn't even do that.
Right.
I didn't ever go on disability. Didn't go on because I was just like, no.
Right.
Good. Didn't even take workers' comp. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was in tons of pain. So that makes me today, way more aware of people in pain.
Yeah.
Empathy.
For sure. Especially because, he who knows it lived it. If you've lived it, you know it. And I remember there was a time I was literally having to crawl across the floor just to go to the bathroom because my lower back pain was so horrible and I couldn't even hinge forward or hinge up. But thank God a chiropractor and cannabis. Yay, yay. Right. But yeah, but and intentional work, because once I started healing, once I went to therapy, once I started, all this space started decluttering, that was decluttering my mind, was starting to clear, and it was giving me opportunity to feel good enough to do daily stretches, to go to the gym, to do appropriate things to get my body in back in condition and working order. So yeah, that all of that goes hand in hand. It's so important. And I wish more people find their thing. I like that. I really do, because they'd be a lot happier and more sustained and fulfilled in their life.
Versus just saying, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah. I hate this job. I'm trying to pay the bills. Yeah. I wish we'd get over just trying to pay the bills, or just trying to survive, live, and that's what I want to go back to what you said. People say, oh, they just look at your life and like, oh, Jim is so successful, or you're doing this and you're doing that. People have the tendency to see the leaves on the tree, but they don't know what the roots had to go through to get planted. They don't see the darkness the seed went through to become into that. They just see the prettiness of the tree. They don't know the branches that broke off. They don't know about the leaves that left in the seasons. They just see, oh, what a well-developed tree, and so that's all we tend to notice. But we don't know what went on beyond this. I literally came from a kitchen, and now I'm here, and oh, you don't know what I go through. You don't know what Stevie puts me through. No, I'm just kidding.
That drum beat over and over.
But no, but you really don't know. People really think that success happens overnight, that these things, like, you've been working years to get to where you are right now, but social media will have people thinking, oh, this happened yesterday. You just started, but I just love your heart for community and for humanity. You are led by love, and that's obvious. I feel the same way. I feel like that's why we're kindred hearts, because we have a love for not only community, but our community, this community in particular. And want to see it thrive, and want to see it grow, and want to see it healed and whole, and just continue to have wonderful interactions and connections and conversations. And yeah, so what else can we look for in the future for Mr. King?
Well, let's see here. Got my steakhouse going.
Yeah.
So I've just been trying to do a little bit more pizzeritos because everybody wants them.
Yes.
But
now, how does the pizzeritos work? Do we got to?
No one knows.
You announce it.
I
see.
Do.
Yeah.
I announce it, like, it could be like Sunday. I'm watching something like that. I'm like, okay, I think I'll do some pizzeritos on Tuesday. I'm only gonna do 20 of them.
That is so funny.
Blows past 20. I'm like, so
yeah.
I love it, of course.
Yeah.
Because I love people who came in. So I give you a number, like your number is 6.
Okay.
As it goes through, because I gotta know who I'm cooking for and what the order is. And gosh, what's her name again? Anyway, so she comes in and she's just so excited, and she's like, "Oh my God, I screamed when I got my number in my office." And everybody's like, "Wait, I got my pizzerito number."
I love that.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's fun. And as an entrepreneur, you have to tell your story. You have to tell your story. You have to tell a story. Like, I'm cooking. I want people to, I don't want to be like baby in the corner.
Yeah.
I want people to see what I'm doing.
Or untouchable. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, I'm Jim King.
No, God, no. Shit.
I love that.
No.
Because people do get like that. They get to the point where.
But I do forget names.
As
the older I get, I mean, it's like, Jesus.
I remember a face before a name for sure. I'm terrible.
I do. A lot of people come in my life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
So looking forward, keep developing the fine tuning the steakhouse a little bit. because I really enjoy that. With the staff enjoys it, and we do it on, we're not busy nights, Monday or Tuesday, or squeeze in a Thursday or so.
Okay, that was my next question. When's the next one?
So I have a group coming in next Thursday.
Okay.
I think this Monday I'm going to do a randoms.
Okay.
What did I say, Friday? I'll and it won't be a 6-course. Okay. It'll be a modified. So, I'll cook your protein. You actually will go back there and pick it out.
Okay.
And I'll have a couple sides ready to go.
Okay.
And you just drop it off on me, like cook it while you're grabbing your bottle or whatnot. And I just charge 20 over the price.
Okay.
Of whatever you buy.
Uh-huh. And
I prepare it, season it, and platter it. And then you set your own table.
Okay.
I have all the plates and everything, the knives, forks, everything ready to go. So just last week, it was a big hit. 10 people came. Mm-hmm. Just randomly, I just threw that out there. And then, I won't say who, Bert. Bert comes with the bag of shrimp that needs to be clean.
Oh, gosh.
I'm cooking 10 steaks. I'm like, get back here. You clean your own shrimp.
Yes.
Oh, he loved it. He's like,
oh, my goodness.
And with me, I say, like, I'm a trends person. I'm a real person. Mm-hmm. I don't stray too much. I'm not the fancy French chef guy.
Yeah.
I'm a good, solid,
downhill, yeah, good
great
guy.
steak. I mean, you can't mess with steaks though. You have to. You're either good at it or you're not.
Yeah.
And you try cooking for 18 people.
Yeah, you better be good at it.
Yeah, that's not messing around.
Well, my husband comes back in 6 weeks, so we'll set up and we'll come in and have a steak experience with you, and I would love to do that. We'll go live and everything.
Tyler Johnson, you know Tyler?
So no, I don't know him, but I just was going to ask you about that. He did a nice video for you.
He's so funny. He's so excited.
Yeah.
He'll look at this. Oh, look at that. He's just so excited about everything. And he's like, hey, dude, can I please, from start to finish? Mm-hmm. He came last week at 3:30 when I was just setting up. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I want to take it from A to Z.
Yeah.
And, so I'm cooking for him and his wife next week.
Oh, I love that.
And, but he is amazing.
Yes.
And like I said, I love people that do something that's what they're meant to do. Mm-hmm. He's meant to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
I like the snippet that you showed us.
He sent to me midnight last night.
Oh, okay. I love it.
It wakes me up. Ding. Yeah. I look at it and I go, he goes, dude, I am so excited. I just had to show you this part.
Yeah. It looks really good. It looks really good.
Yeah. So.
How are we looking for time, gentlemen? Where are we at? An hour? Okay, well, we're at an hour, sir. Yeah. This has been very nice. I've really enjoyed this conversation a lot. Yeah. Sure. So we get in touch with you through, how do we get in touch with you if we want to do Rolling Stone?
Oh. People usually hit me up on are you talking about the steak nights?
Your business period. How do we get in touch with Jim?
I'm just Rolling Stone Pizza Company inside Newark Market.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
I'm more word of mouth.
Yeah.
And just my little world with.
And your Facebook, yes. Yeah. Follow him on Facebook, you guys. Jim King, follow him. Yeah. You have a Rolling Stone page too, is around where? Yeah. Follow that New Earth Store, all of that stuff. Go and follow him. Like, comment, share, book. Go eat. Go enjoy. It's a wonderful experience. I look forward to going and having my steak dinner with my husband.
I just got to tell you though.
Tell me.
Our market it's really cool.
It is.
It's a place where people actually have turned into like a home type deal. Mm-hmm. It's a very welcoming. People come in and just.
It is.
It's like it's just very. People come out of town really appreciate it more than people. When you get used to something.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, this is like.
Because there's seating outside, inside.
Outside.
There's a selection of wine and beer and healthy. So we shop there a lot for like our soaps and exfoliants and things like that, and some of our like vitamins and things like that. So we really like that.
We have a great staff over there.
Yes, and they're really, really welcoming, really wonderful. Good food on that side as well, sandwiches.
In the back, so what people don't see is we have a full commercial kitchen in the back, behind the scenes. And we have Desiree, who's our manager, the whole store, plus the kitchen. And he's in charge of, he's from France.
Oh, okay. He's
a good guy. He's a good French guy. He's amazing. And he has a great staff of, like 10 people or so. And they cut and chop, and we give each other shit all the time back there. And they produce all that food, all that food out there.
Awesome.
And, we work very well together because they're all like this tall. So they need me there.
Yes. There's a good balance, even balance. I love it.
Yeah, but the market's great. And the pizza bars, it's just a great spot.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't own it, I would say, this is cool. I'd be like, this would be my job.
It is cool. And I love it. And I love that for you. And I love that for our community. Thank you again for sitting down with me.
Yeah, thank you.
I look forward to what you do in the future, sir. I look forward to having you back on again and come and do some of our events. 420. You got to come and pull up on it.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hey,
yeah.
I will.
But thank you again, Jim. Like I said, I'd love to have you back on again, and I keep watching what you're doing in the community. You're amazing, sir. So thank you very much.
As you are. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys in the back.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you once again, you guys.
Excuse me.
No, go ahead.
I love what you guys have created here. The founder of our little community.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here. Like I'm really excited for this journey, for this venture. I'm excited that Stevie has provided this space for me and for not just me, anyone who wants to come and get involved here. And it's another beautiful cornerstone of our community, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. So thank you for coming in once again and sitting down with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another amazing episode of Conversations with One Dope Queen. I hope you enjoyed it. Go like, follow, and share Jim King's all his handles. Go find him on Facebook. Go visit the stores. Get your pizza and your steak, honey. Get it all. But just one thing I want you to know is I absolutely love you, and I appreciate you for watching once again another Conversation with One Dope Queen. Life, love, and blessings. Good night.